Genesis chapter 16 narrates a tale of human struggle and divine intervention. Abram and Sarai are promised a son, but Sarai remains childless. In her desperation, she takes matters into her own hands. Sarai offers her Egyptian maidservant Hagar to Abram as a wife. This was not uncommon in their cultural context. Barrenness was a source of shame for women. A wife had a social obligation to provide her husband with an heir. Abram agrees to Sarai's proposition. He takes Hagar as his wife and she conceives. The text tells us that Hagar, upon finding herself with child, begins to despise her mistress. Sarai, in turn, feels deeply humiliated. She complains to Abram, blaming him for the situation. Abram, caught in the middle, gives Sarai permission to deal with Hagar as she sees fit. Sarai, deeply wounded and envious, mistreats Hagar. The text does not specify the nature of this mistreatment, but it is severe enough to cause Hagar to flee into the wilderness. Hagar is alone, pregnant, and afraid. She is a foreigner in a strange land, cast out by the very people who should have protected her. This episode reveals the complexities of human relationships, particularly in the context of ancient Near Eastern society. It exposes the pain of infertility, the desperation it can cause, and the social pressures placed upon women. The narrative also highlights the consequences of hasty decisions. Abram and Sarai's attempt to manipulate God's promise leads to jealousy, strife, and suffering. As Hagar flees, she encounters the angel of the Lord at a spring in the desert. This is no ordinary encounter. The angel addresses Hagar by name and shows compassion for her plight. He asks her where she has come from and where she is going. Hagar, in tears, explains her situation. She is fleeing from the harsh treatment of her mistress. The angel instructs Hagar to return to Sarai and submit to her authority. He promises to greatly multiply her descendants and foretells the birth of her son, whom she is to name Ishmael. The angel reveals that Ishmael will be a wild donkey of a man, his hand against everyone and everyone's hand against him. He will live in hostility towards all his brothers. Hagar is deeply moved by this encounter. She is the first person in the Bible to be addressed as El Roi, meaning the God who sees me. She recognizes that she has encountered the living God, the one who sees her suffering and hears her cries. Hagar returns to Abram and Sarai, her heart filled with a mixture of trepidation and hope. She gives birth to a son whom she names Ishmael, just as the angel had instructed. The name Ishmael, meaning God hears, serves as a constant reminder of God's faithfulness. Despite the difficult circumstances surrounding his birth, Ishmael is a child of promise. He represents God's mercy and his ability to bring forth life even in the midst of adversity. This chapter offers profound insights into God's character and his interaction with humanity. It demonstrates his compassion for the outcast and the marginalized. It reveals his sovereignty in working through even flawed human choices. The story of Hagar, Abram, and Sarai serves as a reminder that God is intimately involved in the lives of his people. He hears their cries, sees their pain, and remains faithful to his promises, even when they take matters into their own hands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.